Okay, welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. This is an international show. I'm
It is.
Sahil,
It
the
is.
host of this show, and I'm here with Rahi. And of course, there's a tournament that we've been discussing a little bit, which is the Asian Cup. But now that the African Cup of Nations has got into the decision round, so to speak, here with the round of 16, we are going to cover all the games and bring you the latest and greatest. So let's kick it off, shall we?
As if we were in Cote d'Ivoire ourselves,
I really want to go to Cote d'Ivoire. Actually, that's some place that
I
need to go.
know. I
So
do as well.
we definitely need to go. By the way, I was listening to some good songs. I'll get into that a little bit later when it's relevant. Some Nigerian singers. A little bit of a preview of what happened in the second game of
Is
the
it a
day.
Burna Boy reference? Okay, there's a lot of great Nigerian singers. I'm excited for that because the Super Eagles
Yes.
might be the favorites for this tournament. But I guess we have to start, before we start there, we start with Angola and Namibia, it sounds like.
Yeah, so Angola and Namibia. So the interesting thing about this is Angola had performed pretty well coming out of a group. Algeria, of course, is the biggest shock, I think, of the first round of the tournament, not making it through. But Angola topped that group. And then coming into this game, there was a specific moment of the match where it looked like Namibia, if they were going to pull the upset, it was going to head in that direction. So basically, for those who didn't watch the game, the goalie of Angola came out and he basically touched the ball outside of the box and got a red card. And at that point in time, you thought, okay, Namibia, here's their chance to sort of take over the game. And in my opinion, exactly the opposite happened after that.
There was only one side ever in this game. That was Angola. They were far superior side. But it was crazy that early moment you're talking about because actually it's a defensive mistake that allows the forward to cut in. And he's trying to chip the keeper, right? But the keeper comes out just outside the box and touches it with his hands. At that point, Namibia has an advantage, perhaps. But Angola, even with the man down, scores the opening goal. And from there, it was just them the whole game. And the first goal is beautiful. The second goal is beautiful. They really looked a very, very good side. Also with some excellent goal celebrations, I got to say.
Yeah, that Mabalulu goal celebration. I need to learn how to do that. But frankly, okay, look, like this team, Freddie, excellent player. Mabalulu himself, excellent player. And Gelson Dalla had a brace, which, he scored a brace during the initial
Gelson Dalla with the finger point to the head celebration. Yeah. No, he was. Look, the first move against with a man down, that counterattacking move is done to perfection. The little run, Freddie then on the ball plays it off to Gelson Dalla. It's a brilliant goal. And then if you taking you to that third goal, which is another counterattacking showcase, Freddie with that long outlet ball, and then the ball gets laid into Mabalulu, and then that finish. That finish is incredible.
It's nasty. So look, I mean, this is the best Angola team I've ever seen, in terms of their national team. How far can these guys go? Because this is solid looking team right now.
This is the African Cup of Nations. Anything can happen, and this team looks very good. Now, granted, this was an easy first round opponent. Let's be clear about that. There's going to be much tougher opponents to come, but they look good, and they got through a tough group.
And I think that this program has done some smart things, and I think they're going to continue. We've heard that they're going to continue to try to recruit Portuguese, players who are playing in Portugal's top flight, and who have any kind of connection to Angola, right, from that way. So I think this is just the start for this team. And look, I would be worried for anyone playing them next. We know who's playing them next, but we'll get to that in a second.
The major concern for them is some defensive mistakes. Even what led to that first red card, there's another late chance as well, a defensive mistake. Giving the ball away along that back line, that's my fear for Angola. That's what I worry about. Other than that, they look great when they counterattack and when they move the ball.
Yeah. Oh, look, and Vamo Angola, for those out there, the proud nation of Angola today, should celebrate until, the wee hours of the morning, which I'm sure they did last night. Okay, moving on to the second match of the day, which, of course, is the one that I think a lot of neutrals were probably salivating at the prospect of. We've seen the Super Eagles. You, of course, were a big Super Eagle fan. Where's your jersey, by the way? Where's your Super
I
Eagle
know. I should
jersey?
have worn it. I should have worn it.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to bring it out until the later rounds. I don't want to jinx it for the Super Eagles, but they really seem to be flying high. They have to be the favorite for this tournament. Victor Osimhen leading the team. They looked a way better side in this game against the Cameroonian team that really was never in the game, in my opinion. Sat back most of the game. Nigeria had an early goal disallowed. Weird because the defender was back. It was actually offsides. But then they did score, then scored again. All I got to say is, look, man, Nigeria is flying high. I think they look like real favorites.
So let's talk about Nigeria, because every time before a tournament, it's always a little bit of a wild card right now.
Yep.
The last few tournaments been disappointing, and there's so much potential, a slow start in terms of the World Cup qualifiers as well. So what is different about this group? Is it just that they're just gelling together, or what do you think? Because in this game, granted, Cameroon has not performed as strongly as they have in previous tournaments, but this was all Nigeria.
Yeah, they're also getting contributions from players that aren't the key stars, right? So, for example, in the past, we've seen a lot of times where players that play for Nigeria go to their national teams after having insane success at the club level and seem to struggle a little bit for Nigeria. But interestingly, this game, it's Lookman who scores twice, right? And Osimhen has had impact, certainly, but he hasn't had the breakout performance that we want him to have. And it's nice that the pressure's off him a little bit. And that's important, I think, for Nigeria. A lot of times the big stars carry such a huge burden. So it's nice to get some contributions from elsewhere. I expect Osimhen to have a very, very big role in ensuring this team makes it to the final, which I think they will. But I think that's the big thing, is that it's spread out a little bit. This tournament's seen contributors from every aspect of the team, I feel.
I think also their defense is playing a lot better. I think that is it was a very solid defensive performance. Obviously the offense got the job done in terms of, the goals, but I think the defense of Nigeria has really stepped it up big time in this particular tournament. And I think that's what's going to be the difference moving forward. For this team, and if they are actually going to be a challenger for the cup.
I mean, they have to be. They have to think they are. They have to play that way. They look that way right now. So we see. But they certainly, on talent, should be the favorites for this tournament, alongside Morocco.
Yeah, and look, Victor Osimhen, he's a problem. He's on a next level right now. You saw in the goal, right? He created that goal basically out of nothing,
Right.
And I think he's just a man on a mission right now. And that's a good sign, I think, for Nigeria.
And he's yet to take over a game single-handedly, and that he's likely to do at some point as well. So I think there's more to come from him. This is just he hasn't really scratched the surface of what he's capable of.
I've seen a different attitude by the players this tournament compared to last. We also followed the team for a long time, right? And obviously the classic team was, the 1998 team. I think, even the 1994 team was fantastic.
Babangida, Olise, yes.
Yeah, the Sunday Olise goal against Spain, one of the classic moments in Nigerian soccer history. But I've seen a little bit of a different drive and attitude by the players this match in this particular tournament. Even after they scored, you can see how crazy and together the team looks, and I think that's a huge worry for the rest of the nations in the African Cup of Nations, because they seem different. Yeah,
very organized. They look very organized. I think you're right. And at times we've seen Nigeria attack with full fervor, but allow easy goals on the other end, be a little bit disorganized at times. They look very disciplined, very organized, which is a dangerous thing because we know the threat they pose up front. And to your point, if they can be as compact as they've been in the back, real dangerous team.
Yeah. So the song I was listening to, which applies directly to the Nigerian team, is Ricardo Banks' "Feel Different." Look it up.
Okay.
Look it up. Nigerian singer. That's because this one feels a little bit different for all the Super Eagle fans out there, and I think it's time for you to bust out your Super Eagle jersey, Rahi. So we will be coming to you with quick daily recaps of all the matches from the African Cup of Nations, and of course the Asian Cup as well. But as we get into the decision end of the tournament, Nigeria makes a statement, Angola makes a statement, but a lot of big teams still to play.
A lot still to happen. But it
So
does feel a bit different for the Super Eagles. I agree with that.
yeah, there you go. Get that song rolling, all you Nigeria fans out there. But okay, congrats to Angola. Congrats to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Enjoy this victory, and everyone out there, fans of this beautiful sport, keep watching the beautiful game, and we'll see you next time.